Okay, so I'm focused on getting some final things wrapped up. I haven't covered a lot of stuff on video. It's just a boring reassembly type stuff. Maybe the next bike build I'll do more video stuff, but I'm going to show you a couple things I have done off video. I think the last thing I did on video was the the shift lever mod, and it turned out really well. Stuff scattered all over because I've just been working. That's how the shift lever ended up. Perfect positioning. And you put your foot up there, it's in the right spot. I have done all the wiring. I actually checked for spark, shot a little starting fluid in it, and it started right up. So I ended up mounting all my electrical between the motor. There's an empty spot in here where the overflow water bottle is at. All my wiring, shortened it all up. I used to have it to where it came cleared down. I got the battery hanging here. This battery box I built sits up like this, mounts into the spot where the old H-pipe for the exhaust used to be. And I actually cut the pieces off the exhaust H-pipe that mount the battery. That's what these components here are. I actually have the bracket for the brake light switch. Once the battery swung up and mounted, it sits in this manner on the side of the battery box. Oh, the lighting's terrible. And when the brake lever for the foot is mounted in here, the spring for it goes from here up to a spot in here, and the spring for the brake switch that connects into the end here, right in this end here, works perfect. Anyways, my wiring used to come clear down here, loop around and get sandwiched. I didn't really care for that, so I shortened it up and it's all tucked up in there. Let's see, carburetors. There's those carburetors. I spent about 2 hours with a small wire brush and a wire wheel and wire attachments for the drill and the Dremel, cleaning those all up. Cleaned the manifolds, and I used a wire brush or wire wheel on the manifolds as well as the top portion of the carburetor. Give them kind of a different look. I got the cables in, chokes in. That's the choke, comes up, loops in here. Both controls back on. I just put the clutch lever on, put the headlight on, speedometer. What I do for the speedometer, the lighting wires, is this particular control here has a wiring harness that comes clear out around the other side and connects in right here. So instead of running wires from here back up for the headlight and the turn signals, which the turn signals are in the headlight, that's the, you really can't see the amber color, but they're amber on the sides here. What I do is I splice into this plastic coating and connect down into, wow, that's a terrible shot. Let's see if I can find a spot. There it is. I connect into right here and bring wires going the back side of the headlight. So that's where I pull power from my headlight and my blinkers. The horn, I pull those back into that same opening so that I don't have wires, and I want to trim down as much wiring going across this gooseneck area as possible. Brakes are all installed, and put new pads in the front, put new shoes in the rear. What I'm going to do now is, when I put everything back together, I didn't loop the brake brake hose down through the inside of this, so now it's on the wrong spot. So I got to disconnect that and run it through like I do the speedometer. Speedometer is this cable here, comes on the inside between the fork legs, between the top and bottom triple clamp area, and tucks it in there really well. And then I'll bring those forward, connect them to where the fender used to mount on these tabs. There you can kind of see the tabs, the two tabs right here. I'll bring these forward, connect it in this manner, cleans it up really well. Yeah, obviously got the wiring harness and the ignition. All that's on there. I'm going to cut it from here and pick up, I don't know where. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm wrapping the exhaust in this titanium colored Kevlar exhaust wrap. I don't know how easy it's going to go. The last one I did was my bike, and it worked okay. This time I got a 2-inch wide. When I ordered mine, I ordered a 2-inch wide Kevlar. They sent me a 1-inch wide fiberglass. Hence the reason I have gloves on. Working with fiberglass, when you think it's Kevlar, it doesn't feel good when you get done. Actually, it doesn't feel good when you get going on it and you realize, wait a minute, this is fiberglass. And it ends up feeling absolutely horrible on your hands. I'm not even going to test it on this stuff. So, I'm going to start out here. I'm actually going to use, instead of using the stainless steel metal ties they give you to finish it off, I'm going to start with a zip tie. When I get done, I will pull that off and put on the metal stuff. So much fun working with a coil of something that doesn't stay together by itself. Actually, I'm going to fold this over so it doesn't come raveling out. Try to keep it up as close as possible to the clamping component, but you can't stay too far because you got to have movement at that point. You almost need 3 hands for this. Okay, it's more than almost need 3 hands. You definitely need 3 hands for this. There it goes. I won't tighten it down too much yet because I need to move it around and get it close. Start it towards the inside. I don't even know if I'm in frame on this. Okay. I think I can still move it around once I really crank it down. That should be good. I want to constantly catch that while I'm working it. Man almighty, this is not going to be easy. I think I did it on my bike last time. I don't remember. Okay, it doesn't move around as easy as I was hoping. But it does move. I'm blocking the whole picture. The toughest part is keeping out any wrinkles. I think the Kevlar color will, or the titanium color will work good on this bike. Stretching, pulling, twisting. Obviously the curves, hardest part. Wouldn't be so bad if it was completely straight exhaust. But I got some curves in this one. Now the white stuff, you really see the edges, so you really pick up on it where it's spaced improperly. This, I don't see it nearly like I did on the 1-inch wide stuff I put on my bike. Or I shouldn't say my bike, because technically this is my bike, but it's headed to a bike show in Idaho in March. I'm hoping that I meet up with the guy that's going to buy it. Wouldn't be so bad if the header wasn't an awkward component to hold on to. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video from here. You're kind of getting the feel for what I'm fighting, I hope. There's the final result of the exhaust being wrapped. Got the wraps good and tight, and I was trying as much as I could to pull and stretch that stuff. Of course, Kevlar doesn't stretch, but I ended up wrapping this side first, coming down to this point, putting a clamp on it. I'll show you what the clamps look like. And I took this one and wrapped it, came down to this point, tied in as much as I could from the other, and wrapped it all the way back to where the muffler clamps onto it. The clamps are basically like a metal zip tie, a stainless steel zip tie. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There it is. They don't ratchet down and click like a zip tie, they just have a little finger in this here component that just sort of grabs on and holds it. They don't stay as tight as I would really like them to be, but they hold pretty good. The other ones have been on my bike for, oh geez, 3 or 4 years now, and I haven't had the wrap loosen up at all. I'll give you a shot what that looks like. Let me pause it. Okay, so there's the ones I did on my bike. I left my exhaust nearly stock. Just the only thing I did is where it comes under the bottom of the motor and connects together the crossover, or the H-pipe if you call it. I just brought the left side under it and connected it here. But that's been on there for, oh, I'd say around 4 years. I got some debris on it. That's the problem with white, is it shows up right there real easy. Alright, well, the exhaust is done. Wrapped, I should say. Now I get it installed. Okay, well, I got the exhaust bolted on, tightened down. Man, I really like the way it come out. Looks great. The color really works well with that bike. Not too flashy. Not bright white like mine. Didn't want to do a black one. Kind of want to separate it out. Fits in there really well. Get the brake lever put on there. Get the exhaust tip put on. And the exhaust will be finished up. Getting closer. Okay, there's the finished exhaust with the tailpipe on. It's a reverse cone. Got the cone bracket on there. Got the clamp onto the header. Turned out really well. Got the battery back up where it's supposed to go. You can actually see the brake light switch in there. Battery's tucked in there nice and tight. Rear brake foot levers in. That's the chrome piece right there. Ties back in here. The spring that pulls it back up is in there, and also the mount that it anchors to on the foot brake is the anchor point I use for the rear brake switch. That is as far as I can go at this point. The other thing I fixed is I got the front brake hose routed through here where it's supposed to be, because it was clear on the outside of the fork leg. And I got the little bracket that holds both the speedometer cable and the front brake hose in there. Those are tucked up nice and tight now. Next order of business is a great big thing that holds gasoline that's missing right there. I think I've shown some pictures in the past. I don't know if it caught the dents or not, but I didn't take a picture. I really should have. But you can, I've already got it sanded, so you really can't see too much, but you can kind of see a dent there. There's a small one back here. The whole front, oh, my garbage can is in the way. Let me turn it here. The front area on the right side where it's sanded down, you can see it's got a big dent there. There you can really see it. It actually had a little puncture there, so I welded the puncture. No, I didn't weld it with gas fumes, and I filled it full of water, cleared the neck, and had it sitting in the orientation to where water wouldn't come spewing out, but it was just on the edge of trickling out. Other dents I got to deal with. Let's see if I can pick them up with the light. There's one right in this area, and then there's one right over here. I circled them with a Sharpie, but you can't get the light to pick it up too well. You can kind of see that one that's circled there, how the light is bent around it. I scraped off the Honda emblem with a heat gun. The other dent, oh, you can see it really good right there. Right here. Those two, this one and this one, I won't do any work to as far as trying to pull them out. I'll just use some light, really light filler for those. I used to do auto body, so I kind of know what I'm doing on this part. So the next shot of the tank will be probably once I get it straightened out, get some primer on it. Tank plan is a flat black. I'm actually thinking about doing a gloss black on the side and then pinstripe that same exact line, and then flat black the whole thing, meaning this part here will be flat black, this part here will be flat black. The only thing you'll see is a gloss black stripe of the original design. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off for the day, pick up video tomorrow once I'm doing some other work.